friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be a 3 looks with 3 palettes. I have so much makeup to play with right now, and I really wanted to showcase some of these right around the time that they were launching. I was very excited about them, so I figured it was time for another 3 looks, 3 palettes. One of these just launched, one's launching today, the day this video gets uploaded, one is launching tomorrow, so lots of newness. I'm excited. I'm going to show you close-up swatches, all that good stuff. I'll be doing 1 look with each palette. I do also intend on doing additional looks on Instagram and YouTube Shorts and all that jazz, but it's going to be a fun time. I created 3 very different looks. These were all very different vibes, and I am just super pumped. I'm just excited to show you how they play, show you all these shadows. At the end, I'll give you my thoughts so far. It's gonna be a good time. So let's hop in and chat about the palettes that are gonna be in this video. First is a palette from a new brand, Chocohold Cosmetics. This is their first launch. This is the Chokehold palette. This palette is kind of a mixture of like an eyeshadow palette with a blush and a highlighter. It's very cool. The shimmers are very shimmery. Very classic, sultry vibes. Very, very cool theming. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about a new brand. This is actually the owner of Unearthly Cosmetics. I saw her say that this is her cousin's brand, so that's very, very cool. Super excited about this. There's actually a whole collection with this palette. There's a brush set and a gloss as well, so I will be playing with those, as you'll see in this video. This one just launched yesterday, so this one is available now. I'll have everything linked down below, as always. Next is the newest Gourmande Girls palette. This is the Call of the Sirens. They teased this, I swear, like a month and a half, 2 months ago. It was a while ago. And I've been itching for it ever since they first teased it. This is so exciting. It is vibrant, bright, mermaid vibes. Doodles by the Bunny did their concept for this, as she does with most of their palettes nowadays. And I feel like she just can never do wrong in my mind. This is so just vibrant and jewel toned yumminess. This is such a fun take on a mermaid themed palette. It's so pretty, so many gorgeous shimmers, as you're gonna see. They are so twinkly and special. This is very, very exciting. Alongside of that is also the Mermaid Magic blush palette, which is very cool. I do play with this throughout some of these looks as well, as you will see, but this is such a fun, unique, like cheek palette, like blush highlighter palette. It is so cool. I'm so excited to like play with this one more. It is gorgeous. These are launching today, the day this video gets uploaded. In theory, I will have this uploaded before launch. I'm going to try my best. I'm trying to get all this stuff done before I head to work. But this is launching at 11 a.m. EST if it's not already up by the time this video goes up, or by the time you're seeing this as well. And you can use my affiliate code BATTYBEAN to save, and I appreciate it so much if you do. And last but not least is the Glaminatrix Nearly Natural palette. This is like a remastered version of a Nearly Natural palette they had a while ago. I never had the original palette, but this is their new remastered version of it. So many gorgeous shimmers. I feel like they've been knocking their shimmers out of the park lately. They are so just sparkly and ultra pretty. So many pretty shades in here. You know me, I am personally running the war against beige, but I do feel like this is a really good gradient of lights and then into these dark, grungy, funky shades. I love that we have these weird pops of color, even with the shimmers, like we have some weird undertones. It's not all just like neutral natural. Like even though it's called like Nearly Natural, it's not like boring shades in my opinion. I feel like this is more of a, I don't know, it's like half grungy, half whimsy, because like the top half is very just like soft, whimsical, lighter tones, but then the bottom half is smoky yumminess. So you kind of get the best of both worlds here. Super, super cool. This is launching tomorrow, April 19th at 6 p.m. EST. And again, you can use my affiliate code to save as well. And I appreciate it so, so much. But again, all these palettes will be linked down below, launch details, all that good stuff, as well as all the other makeup that I'm wearing in this video. But yeah, that's the overview of the palettes. Super fun, very different vibes and themes. Let's hop into the looks and I'll give you my thoughts so far. Okay, let's get into look number 1. I want to play with the Chokehold palette for this look. I'm very excited. In this palette, there is like a blush and highlighter, so I figured I would use that. I also have another blushy highlighter palette to play with the other 2 looks, but this is what I want to focus on for look number 1 with the Chokehold palette, because it's in the palette after all. And I am going to be using my Chokehold brushes from the brush set that came with the palette. So we do have the number 4 and number 5 brush. I'll use the number 5 for blush and the number 4 for highlighter. So dipping into Bite Mark. That is such a pretty shade. I love like a rusty, burnt terracotta sort of shade. It feels so weird just putting powder blush like just on my face. I usually layer a powder over top of a cream or a liquid, but I figured I wouldn't do that in this video just because I wanted to test these new blushes and highlighters out just on their own without layering them. I'm sure they'll layer beautifully. I've never had an issue with that, but I wanted to be able to see their like true color just by themselves. Ooh, that is a really pretty color though. I will say lately I do gravitate more toward a glowy blush rather than a matte blush, but I do feel like this still allows my glowy products to shine through underneath, which I do appreciate. I feel like that's a nice color. It's not really anything like wild and crazy. It's not anything revolutionary, but it is a cute color, I can't lie. I'm gonna put just a little dabble across my nose as well, maybe a little bit more than that. I feel like I went too light-handed with that. But just want to add some color to my nose because I just like it. Yeah, but overall I do like this color. I think it's a pretty shade. Let's move on to the highlighter. Going into Sweet Lies now. Really pretty, just soft pinky shade. I think this is gonna layer really pretty over it because as you saw, like I brought my blush pretty high. I kind of take over this whole outer section of my cheek. I like it to kind of drape around my eye. Look how glossy that is. That's a very smooth, wet looking highlighter. Like if you're someone who wants that wet look, but you don't want glitter, I think you'd probably really like that. I really just like how smooth that looks. That's really, really pretty. A little bit on the nose as well, chin, everywhere. I think that's pretty nice. I feel like this is a very me blush and highlighter combo. I like it a lot. So let's move on to the palette itself now. I'm gonna take my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Eye Primer to start. Just gonna smear this on and blend it out. So I think I'm gonna be able to use all 7 of the shades in this look. I want something very dark and smoky with like the black and browns, maybe a pop of that matte red on the lower lash line, shimmers all over the lid, very smoky, dark, dramatic. We're gonna see how it goes. Sometimes I start dark and then work my way light. Sometimes I start my way late and work my way dark. Today I'm feeling that vibe. So let's take this, dare I say beige, Undress. I never use a beige if you know me. It's like so rare. I'm gonna take the number 3 brush, but just considering how dark the other mattes are in this palette, I do think it's gonna do me some good to utilize this lighter shade to help with blending. I'm taking that all over that outer corner of the eye, outer part of the lower lash line, really just swirling this everywhere. This brush feels really soft. I'm gonna take the shade Trapped now. I'm gonna use the number 1 brush. It's like a little bit of a smaller blending brush. And again, I just wanna kind of fluff this in the outer corner of the eye, just doing very fluffed, blown out sort of movements here, because I do want it to be pretty just big and dramatic. And just kind of blending this into that beige that I laid down before. I'm going for very kind of like messy, dark grungy today. So I'm gonna go in with the black now, Blindfold. This is a very spicy palette. We got some spicy things happening here. I'm gonna take the number 2 brush now. And I just wanna kind of pack this all in the outer corner of my lid. And I'm also gonna take it on the tip of this brush and run it along the outer corner of that lower lash line and just sort of connect them. I don't really want this black to take over. I just want it to kind of be an accent to this look. And then I'll just kind of take my previous brushes. I'm not even grabbing any additional product because I don't think I need to. And I'm just gonna kind of run this along the edge of that shade. I'm not too worried with what my lid itself looks like, by the way. I'm more so focused with the outward because I'm gonna be covering my lid anyway, so don't look at that little guy. I'm not even blending him. He doesn't matter. Let's move on to some shimmers. I did end up adding more freckles. I don't know why. I just felt like I wanted even more freckles for this look. So I'm gonna take some of my NYX Glitter Primer. I have some on my finger here. Just gonna take some and tippy tap that across my lid. This is just gonna prep my base to be nice and tacky so that my shimmers stay put and pop really nicely. So I wanna use No Safe Word and Toxic Bond. I'm gonna kind of do both of those on the lid. So I wanna take No Safe Word first, this dark like gunmetal shade. And I want this to be on the outer half, kind of fading into all the stuff I just did. Oh, that is so pretty. I like that a lot. I think that's a really good shimmer. I'm really impressed with these shimmers, honestly. I was like playing around swatching them. Here's Toxic Bond. When I was playing around and swatching this palette, I was really impressed with the way the shimmers looked. And I was dying to put them on my eyes. Ooh, that is so pretty. I like that a lot. Do you want to know a secret? It's almost 9 p.m. on a random Wednesday. I just got a hankering to play with some makeup, so here I am. I don't typically play with makeup this late because I'm an old lady. I have no plans after this. I'm literally just gonna cuddle into bed with my little book. I just had a hankering to play with makeup. Sometimes it's fun to just bust it out and play with it just to play with it. Honestly, that's one of my biggest tips if you are learning and you're scared to try new things, scared to wear a new color, scared to try a new technique. Do it before bed because then you can just wash it off and it does not matter if you messed up because who cares? It's just for fun. I have a feeling though that this is gonna be a crime that I'm not gonna be able to wear this like out. It truly is a crime. So I'm gonna take that red matte now, Blood Oath, and I'm going to use my Sigma E30 pencil brush. And I'm going to just pop that underneath in the front half and kind of fade it into everything else I have going on. Ooh, this red takes it to another level. Wow. I feel like this red changed the entire vibe of this look. This is so pretty. I really like that addition. That's really cool. I'm really liking the quality of these shadows. They're really soft and really easy to work with. So I'm gonna take the last shade now, Shackle, and that's gonna go in my inner corner. It's a little dark for an inner corner on me, but I don't really mind. Like, it's not really giving highlight, it's just giving shimmer. But sometimes I don't know, when I'm going for a really dark, kind of grungy vibe, sometimes a darker inner corner like that adds to it a bit, so I don't mind that. But in the future for other looks, I would probably just use the highlighter as my inner corner as well. But I just kind of wanted an excuse to use this shade too. You know, I'm actually gonna dip into Sweetness with that big brush. And I just want to kind of dust that on the brow bone. A little extra wetness in this look, why not? Through on my lashes, these are the Blend Bunny and Robert Welsh lashes. I just think it looks so good. I also threw in my eye pencil. This is Be My BB from ColourPop. It's a metallic red, and I just feel like it just enhanced that lower lash line even more. Also in the collection is a lip gloss. This is the Chokehold lip gloss. There's no other name on it, so I'm assuming it's just called Chokehold. So I'm gonna start with a red pencil to go with the red gloss. This is Bad Blood from Unearthly. Just gonna line and lightly fill in. This is just such a good shade of red. I love this pencil. So yeah, I just kind of like use my fingers to tap that pencil and blend it inward. It's technically still a little blank toward the center, and that's what I want. Now let's give this gloss a whirl. That's just kind of like a lightly sweet scent. It's not super heavily scented in my opinion. Ooh. Ooh, that's really nice actually. Just a really smooth, kind of a thinner red. This would also pair really cool with a black lip pencil in my opinion. I just was feeling red today. I just thought it would be cool. You could also like wear it more sheer because like without a lip pencil, like it still has like that red pigment, don't get me wrong, but it's gonna be more opaque if you put a pencil behind it. Here is look number 1. I love this. I think it came out so cool. It's dramatic and sultry. I love the metallic shimmers. Everything looks so pretty. I was really impressed with how the mattes blended. I felt like they did what I needed them to do. Really like this cheek combination. I feel like it's very me. Honestly, I feel like this look feels very me. I don't wear a red lip too often. I really should wear it more because I do like it. But just the dramatic, the smokiness, the wet glossy lids, this specific cheek combo, I'm feeling very much myself and I like it a lot. I realized I never gave you my jewelry details. These earrings I actually got at a coffee shop in Claremont called the Black Rabbit Book Bar. If you are in the Orlando area, I would go every week if I lived closer. It's like a spooky fantasy themed like coffee bar. It's so cool. And there's like little trinkets that are sold. And this is from the brand Serendipity. I don't think they have a shop. I think they're just like at local markets, but that's where these little bats are from. So yeah, this is the look. I hope you like it. I think this is so pretty. I'm really happy with all of it. Really good first impressions on this new brand as well. I want to continue using the products obviously, but so far so good. I'm feeling really pretty. I'm feeling impressed and all is looking good. But let's move on to look number 2. Look number 2 coming at you. As far as my accessories go, I just have these moons. These used to be plugs from Love Kills Boutique that I turned into earrings. So yeah, let's hop in. I want to dive into some mermaid magic today with the Gourmande Girls Call of the Sirens. She's just so pretty. I'm so pumped to dive in. We are gonna go colorful. It's gonna be so fun. I have a vision and I'm excited about it. And alongside of that, I also have the Mermaid Magic blush and highlighter palette. She's so pretty. Obviously, we've already talked about this in the intro, but I've not put it on my face yet, so I'm very excited. I was kind of thinking that for this look, maybe I do a combination of the pink and purple, maybe a little bit of the purple and blue highlighter situation, and then save the more like toned down shades for look number 3, because that's gonna be more like neutrally toned. So I thought that'd be a good way for me to utilize this palette. So yeah, I'm gonna start with, I guess I'll start with Temptress, the bright pink. I'm gonna use the same chokehold brushes as yesterday. I just cleaned them off first. So I just used like a little Sigma color switch to rub the brush to get it fairly clean. I do that all the time. So I'm starting with the pink, and I'm just going to start dusting this on my cheeks. I'm taking a little bit at a time because I don't want this to get out of my control. But I'm focusing this on kind of more this like outer cheekbone to start with. And then I'll kind of blend the purple more up here. I think that'll be cute, kind of have a little bit of an ombre effect. Especially because I do plan on putting a lot of purple on the eyes today, so I thought the purple up here would help it blend in nicely. But that is a good, cute little pink. I like it. So now taking Neptune, I'm actually just gonna use the other side of that same brush, and I'll dust that kind of right above it. Ooh, that's actually coming together really, really nicely. I'm excited to add the shimmery shades into this look. I actually really like that. I'm kind of picky about purple blush because sometimes it can make me look a little dead and bruised just with my super pale complexion, but this seems to actually work really nicely, and it goes really, really well with that pink. I'm just gonna add even more purple, honestly, because I really vibe with that. That's like the perfect pinky purple. I love. I'm gonna dab a little bit of the pink across the nose. I don't really want purple across the nose, but I will put a little bit of the pink just because why not? We're going for like cutesy mermaid fairy today. A little water nymph, I feel like is the vibe here. So now I think I'm gonna start with Lagoon, the purpley shifty one. That one's a little bit darker, so I'm gonna concentrate that almost as a blush topper in a way. Actually, I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm just gonna use the purple side of that brush, kind of dip in a little bit. Just get a little bit of product on there, and then just kind of lightly dust this over top. I feel like this will work better on my skin tone as a blush topper rather than try to be a highlighter with it. Wow, that's really pretty. What an ethereal cheek I got going on today. This is nice. Just for the fun of it, let's dust a little across the nose too. So that was Lagoon. I want to take La Mer now, this beautiful shifty blue. I'm going to use the more highlighty brush from Chokehold, the number 4. And I'm gonna dust this on the tops. Wow. This is so pretty. Ooh, yes. I belong in the depths of the ocean today, searching for treasure, not in the salon doing hair. Although I am excited to see my clients. And also I'm scared of the ocean, so let's stick with the original plan. Ooh, I like that a lot. What a fun blush palette. I'm excited to dive into these 2 shades tomorrow when I film look number 3. This is really cute. So I'm going to move on to the eyes now. I'm going to prime with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Eye Primer. I'm just going to slather this on and blend it out. I have a vision. I want to do kind of a half cut creasy sort of moment today. Lots of purple, lots of shimmer. I do want a pop of this like sort of tealy green on the lower lash line. I think it'll be cool, but I'm gonna start with my darkest shade first, Femme, this dark, dark purple. I'm gonna use this L01 brush from the Blend Bunny and Lynn's Makeup Looks collection, and I'm actually just gonna go right into my crease. Just gonna start this off. So I basically just wanna really carve out where I want this to be. I am gonna add a lot of depth in the outer corner as well. But with this shade, I'm basically just packing it on. I'm not really doing a whole lot of blending. I'm just kind of laying down the groundwork. And I wanted to use a teeny brush so I could get really tight and precise in that crease area. I am going to be cutting it, so that'll help clean up the lid. But I still want it to kind of have that structured shape because I'll be using other shades to blend all of this out. So I'm just creating like a rough draft here. Gonna tuck some of this on the outer half of that lower lash line. Just make sure that all connects in the outer corner nicely. So to start blending that out, I wanna go in with Starfish. It's kind of like a bluey toned purple, but I think it'll blend really pretty with this shade. And again, I am gonna be doing a lot of just like packing to start with. I'm not even really getting into the full blend yet. We're just starting. So I'm gonna take my E30 pencil brush from Sigma. Very light pressure on this brush. I'm like barely holding it I want to be very gentle, and I'm very lightly kind of sweeping this shade right on top of what I just did. Again, it's gonna still be very structured because we're not like fluffing and blending a lot of light yet. We're gonna get there, but I just wanna start softening that edge a little bit, adding a little bit of that gradient in before we start going in with my light stuff. And I'm doing that basically around the entire perimeter of what I just laid down, just to again get it a little bit softer, a little bit more blurry, just a tad bit, setting us up for success. Moving on, I want to take Unicorn, this lighter purple, and now we're going to start diffusing this even more. I'm going to use this Cosmetica E02. This is more of like a small blending brush, so it's a little more fluffy than those pencil brushes I was using before. And this is really going to help just blur and diffuse these shadows, especially now that I'm adding a lighter shade in here. And I am going to add an even lighter shade to finish off this blend at the end as well. But just taking my time, again, light little motions, light pressure. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to rush it. Slow and steady is going to get you there. Kind of doing the same thing on this bottom, bringing this down a little bit in this outer corner just because I love that. And taking it into this outer corner, stretching it out just a tad bit. I'm liking these purples though. This is looking really, really cool. And finally for the crease, I want to take Fairy, this light pink. I'm actually going to bring in one of those chokehold brushes. I just wiped it off first. This is the #1 brush. Just a nice floofy brush to help just blur and blend. I'll just kind of dab into the pink little bits at a time and just start working on fluffing this even more. And once I cut the crease, it's really gonna like clean all this up a little bit more. I know it looks a little extreme, but it's supposed to. Because again, I'm not really worried about like this lid situation at all. Like once that gets cut and cleaned up, like that'll be its own thing. I'm mostly just worried about like this area. Again, lots of blending out down here at the bottom because I just love that look. I think it's so cool. Just fluffing that in that outer corner. I'm feeling pretty pleased with that. I'm really liking the way it goes with that cheek that I did. I think it's looking really pretty. Moving on to the lid now, I'm gonna start with my NYX glitter primer, if I can find it right here, so I can cut the crease, and we'll start with some shimmer. I'm gonna use the Sigma E57 brush. It's kind of like a flat brush. Just gonna grab some of this product, tap it across the lid, and then I like to take it and really carve out where I want that cut to be. For my preferences and eye shape, I like to go kind of like right above my natural crease and just follow the roundness, like I'm doing this little windshield wiper motion following the shape of my eyeball and just kind of stopping it right where things deepen up in the outer corner. But that's gonna help just kind of prep it nicely for shimmer and clean things up a little bit. If you want it extra clean and crispy, you could go in with like concealer, makeup remover even, I've seen people do, but this works just fine for me. So I think I want to cut it with this Elixir of Life shade. I just think it's so pretty, but I kind of want to blend it into Undersea, like into a blue. I think that could be really nice. So I'm going to start with Elixir of Life, this just like magical, sparkly, marbly shade. And I'm going to tuck that right in that crease and really just define and get that super, super crispy. Oh, look how pretty that is. I love that. This is ultra sparkly. Like, I barely even have to move and it just twinkles and glistens. That is so cool. I'm gonna kind of cover the front half with this shade because I want the blue to be mostly focused on the outer part. But look how pretty that is. I love it. I'm gonna take Undersea now just on my finger, and I wanna kind of pack that in the outer little pocket of that lid, kind of merging that lightest shimmer into all the mattes, kind of creating a barrier there. Ooh, I like this blue. This blue was a good addition into this look. Wow, these shimmers are something special. I like that a lot, a lot, a lot. Just making sure this outer corner blends nicely, because even though the front is cut, I want this to all just be kind of diffused out here and just sort of blend into everything else. I'm so enchanted by this. This is just everything. I love it. I love it a lot. Moving on to that lower lash line pop, I really do want to take Moonlight. I'm going to use this Lethal Cosmetics 220 pencil brush, and I just want to stamp it underneath this lower lash line, just to add that pop of kind of tealy green. Oh yeah, I think that's really nice. Just adds an extra little pop of color, takes us away from just that typical blue-purple, which a blue-purple combo never fails in my opinion. It just adds a little something extra. Ooh, I like it a lot. And for the inner corner, I was almost thinking Spellcaster could be nice. Like again, just kind of an extra like different pop of color. I'm just gonna take this small Game Beauty brush, but I feel like this little pop of yellow, yeah, I think that's really charming. It just adds a little something extra. Ooh, that is so pretty. I like that combo a lot. So this is going really well. Did throw on some face crystals. These are from just like a random pack on Amazon. These are the Blend Bunny Robert Welsh lashes. And then my eye pencil today is Catsuit from ColourPop. I felt like it fit that lower lash line nicely. So for lips, I do want to play with one of my new Unearthly ones. I bought 6 of the new shades. So I'm debating between Frostbite, which has this bluey shift, or the purpley one, Ghostly. This one is like a translucent purple shift. I'm honestly thinking I'm leaning toward this one, but I do want a purple base on it. So this is the Villain Lip Pencil from Unearthly. I'm just gonna line and lightly fill in. Honestly, I'm gonna fill in most of my lips with this. Okay, pretty much there. Gonna take this Ghostly shade now, because like, it's basically like a sheer purple shift, so it's kind of why I wanted the background. I thought that would be like a cool combination. So let's give it a whirl. This is my first time trying this shade. I love it. Wow, that's cool. I love that. I even love it for this look. I feel like the dark purple lip pencil really complements the look itself. And then the lipstick's shift really just adds something funky. Oh my gosh, that glow is so cool. Here's the second look now complete. I just feel like a magical mermaid fairy or something. I think this is so fun. I love all the sparkle. Oh, this look is so good. It's so fun. It's so just whimsical and weird and wonderful and all the good things. Really happy with the cheek combination. I'm excited to play with that palette again tomorrow for look number 3. So yeah, let's move on into look number 3. Okay, look number 3 coming at you. As far as my accessories go, unfortunately, these were a gift, so I don't know where they're from. But anyways, we're gonna roll right into look number 3 with the Glaminatrix Nearly Natural palette. Super, super pretty. Like, you guys know me, I'm not like a neutrals girl, but this is a great way to make neutrals interesting for me because there's like these pops of color in here. This is super fun. I'm really attracted to this sparkly black smolder, so I think I wanna do just a very smoky look with that smeared across the lid. So that's kind of my plan for today. But I do want to dive into blush first. So dipping back into that Mermaid Magic palette from Gourmande Girls, I'm going to use this peachier shade Seashell. Let's give this shade a whirl. Ooh, I love a peachy blush. I feel like it's been one of those shades for years that I just gravitate toward. It used to be like my #1 go-to. Like, it was pretty much the only shade of blush I liked wearing, but then eventually started delving into browns, and then I got into a pink phase, and now I just like all of it. I think that's quite lovely. I think that does the job. And a little across the nose, because why not? Now let's dip into Strand, that highlighter shade. It looks unassuming in the pan, but I think it's gonna be really, really cool when it's like on the face. Oh, that's pretty. That has a really nice kind of gold, almost seafoam green in some lights shift. That's really pretty. Super just glistening, sparkly. I really like it. I feel like this blush palette is a success for sure. Moving on to the eyes, I'm gonna start by priming with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Eye Primer, like I've been doing. So I think I'm gonna start with Untouched, this kind of soft pink shade, just to have sort of something for all those darker shades to blend into. I'm gonna use that Chokehold Cosmetics #3 brush. I'm going to just go from inner to outer and just start fluffing this shade in the crease. I do want this to be a very dark, smoky vibe, obviously, with like the black sparkle. I think it's gonna be so cool. Oh my gosh, I have my upstairs guest bathroom right next to this room, and I can just hear Riku having an absolute party in the bathtub right now. Did you hear that? He has the zoomies like something crazy. So I think next I want to go into Naturally, this nice rich burgundy. You better believe I am going to be diving into the like mustard and olive at some point. I definitely need to do a fall look, even though it's April. It's fall for the other hemisphere. I'll just pretend I'm in Australia. That's fine. Yeah, I do intend on doing additional looks on like Instagram and YouTube Shorts, as I've probably said in the intro, so I definitely have my brain on a very spring-oween Halloween in April. It's halfway to Halloween. Look, I'm just kind of dusting that deep in the crease and blending it into that first shade that I laid down. This is the Chokehold #1 brush, and I'll dust this on that lower lash as well, of course. So now I'm gonna take Cinder, the black, just so I have a little bit of a black matte to blend the shimmer into. So I'm gonna take the Chokehold #2 brush, and if this gets all over my lid, it's fine because I'm covering it with that black shimmer anyway, but I'm mostly just focusing this deep in that crease, kind of like on that merge, so that the black shimmer blends into the black matte a little bit, which blends into everything else. So just kind of lightly placing that down. And if you wanted to just make your life easier, you could just cover your whole lid with black. I honestly don't want to because I want to see how opaque this black shimmer is on its own, but you could just layer everything and that would work too. So then I'm just gonna lightly start diffusing that edge with my previous brushes. I don't even have any additional product because I don't think it's necessary. Oh, I'm so excited to add that shimmer and it's gonna be so good. I am gonna add black on the lower lash line, but I just wanna get the rest of my lid finished first. Taking my NYX glitter primer now, I'm just gonna use my finger actually. I feel like when I have my nails short, I just like to apply shimmer with my finger. So grabbing that shade Smolder now, that is so good. When the brand first teased this shade when they were doing their reveal, I immediately thought of Flynn Rider from Tangled. Time to bust out the Smolder. And also this shade is beautiful. It's so opaque. It's like a black disco ball is on my lids right now. This is so pretty. This is exactly what I needed. It is first thing in the morning on a Friday. I'm heading to the salon in a bit, and this looks like I am going like out for a fancy dinner or something. I love it. Just look at how much that twinkles when I like barely even like move and shift. It's so pretty. Imagine this in low light, honestly. Like if you were at like a nice dinner or something and the lights were like low, super romantic vibe. Like this would look so good. So like I said, I did want to add more black to the lower, so I am going to start by smoking it out with my Milk Makeup Outer Space eye pencil. Just running this all up in my waterline, dragging it down a little bit. So I do want a very smoky, blown out lower lash moment. I'm just gonna take a little bit of Cinder on this L01 brush from Blend Bunny. And I'm just going to smoke out that black. Just get it a little bit softer before I go in with the other brushes to blow it out even more. And I am gonna add a pop of shimmer down here just because I really want to. I think it'll be nice and go with the idea I have for my lip nicely. So now I'm just going down the road with my previous brushes just to help smoke this out even more and get it really soft and diffused and just super, super sultry. I like it. This look is turning out so pretty. So I want to pop a little bit of Unveiled on the lower lash line. I have a vision for like a peachy lip today, so I thought that would be a really good like accent. Using this Lethal Cosmetics 220 pencil brush and just pressing this to that inner part of that lower lash line. It's not going to be anything extreme, but it has a little bit of a peachiness to it that I thought would complement nicely. Honestly, I like the way that kind of opened up that inner corner a little bit more, where it's still all very smoky, but we just have that little extra dash of shimmer. And then for the actual inner corner, I want to use Naked Eye. Just a creamy, ivory shimmery shade. This is so pretty. I was just so interested in doing something with that Smolder shade. I just had to. Threw on my Blend Bunny and Robert Welsh lashes. And then for the lips, like I said, I wanted to do something peachy. Specifically, I was wanting to play with my Cherub shade from Unearthly, one of those new Menacing Metals. I'm gonna start by pairing it with the Velvet Peach pencil from Lawless. I'm just gonna line and lightly fill in. I actually haven't worn this pencil in a while. This is a good peachy shade. So now taking that Cherub lipstick, that is so pretty, that soft glow. I love that. I really like the combination too of the very dark, smoky, sultry eyes with the very cutesy lip. I think that's a fun combo. Here's look number 3 complete. I think it came out so pretty. Again, I'm really liking just the peachy lips. It goes with the peachy cheek that I did with the dark smoky eyes. I think it's a really fun combo and I'm really into it. I love that sparkle all over the lid. I just think that's gorgeous. I feel like shimmers are reaching a new level lately where like before it was lots of just like metallics and multi-chromes and duochromes, but I feel like the sparkle is really big right now and I'm very much into it. Like, please give me all the sparkly shades without it being chunky glitter. This is perfect. I'm gonna zoom out and I'm gonna give you my thoughts so far on these palettes. Thanks so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know what you're thinking. What do you think of these palettes? What did you think of my looks? Which look was your favorite? I honestly don't know which look my favorite was. Like, I really felt great in all three of them. I thought they were all so fun, so different. I can't pick, so you'll have to pick for me. The chokehold palette was really fun. I feel like for a first launch for a brand, this is a pretty cool first launch. Like, it has a very distinct theme. I feel like this brand is already really curating themselves for what they want to be, which is very cool. They don't just like fade into the background and feel like any other generic brand. I feel like if you're into kind of like a very sultry, smoky sort of color story, if you like the addition of the blush and highlighter being in the palette, you'd probably really like this. I've been impressed with the quality. I think it's really lovely. So I think for a first launch, this is pretty great. Ideally, I don't love the blush and highlighter to be in the palette. I honestly would have preferred this to just be a separate, like, little its own thing personally, but that's just me. You might not feel that way, and that doesn't take away from the palette. I think it all still plays really well, and really you could probably use these as eyeshadows if you wanted to. I've used blush and highlight as eyeshadow. I've used eyeshadow as blush and highlight. I've mixed and matched many a makeup in my day. But overall, this is a pretty cool first launch. The Gourmande Girls Mermaid Collection is very cool. I think this is super fun. I like this theming a lot. I like the colors. It's like a jewel toned treasure trove. It is so, so pretty. I love Gourmande Girls' quality. I think the mattes blend beautifully, such great pigmentation. And these shimmers, I can't get over how ultra sparkly they were, especially this Elixir of Life. That was a pretty cool shade. Very, very fun. And I think this cheek palette is something so special, like such unique shades. I feel like this is a really fun arrangement. I'm gonna be dipping into especially these glowy ones a lot. I have a feeling, I like the matte ones too, but you know me, I'm a glowy kind of girl, but I really liked just how all of this played together. I really liked the way this one overlaid on top of blush. I thought it was so pretty. I think this is a fantastic, fun, unique, playful little palette. And last is the Nearly Natural palette from Glaminatrix. As we've discussed, you know, I'm not like a basic neutrals kind of girl. Very rarely do I just dabble into a classic neutral look, but I think this is neutrals done very well. I feel like it gives you that arrangement of like classic neutral shades with some spice mixed in. Spicy neutrals is my way to do neutrals if I'm gonna do it at all. I think the arrangement of matte and shimmer is really pretty. I just cannot get over the smolder shade. Just so sparkly and so cool. Glaminatrix has an amazing formula. I feel like their mattes just blend so seamlessly, so soft and easy to work with, and the shimmers are just so good. I feel like their metallics and sparkly shades have just gotten to another level. This is just so special. Like, even in the pan, you can see how ultra sparkly it is. So, so cool. So if you are looking for just like a really good classic, it's gonna give you all your bases and a little bit of extra spice, you'd probably really like this one as well. Again, I don't have the original to compare it to, but I can imagine it's similar to that, but expanded upon. So yeah, those are the three palettes. Those are the three looks. I would love to hear your thoughts. What are you thinking? Are you interested in any of these? Are you gonna skip them? Which is your favorite? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, out of these three palettes, which one is your favorite? Leave emojis to represent that palette. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm BATTYBEAN there as well. And you can also subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. Also, if you want to, link to my description box is a link to my second channel if you want some additional content. And also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.